ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Today we will continue with Indra Suktas from sage Vamadeva. We will take up first Suktam 26. Devata is Indra, Atma Shena, Brahma, Chandas Trushtu. This Om, this is rather an intriguing sukta, each rik having an inherent meaning. Aham manurabhavam suryaschaham. 426.1. I have become the creator of the universe. I am the illuminator of all like the sun. I am a wise, all-knowing Rishi-like visionary. I exhibit thunderbolt, namely Vajra, spiritual energy, and associated lightning. I am a poet and a knower of all, desiring welfare of all. Behold me, who is within all living creatures. Sage Vamadeva identifies himself with Indra, Jivatma within his body, who is the same in all other living creatures. The same Indra is present in the sun and in lightning. Being Indra, he is the knower of the meaning of Vedas and is desirer of welfare of all manifested objects. 26.2. Aham Bhumim. I give the kingdom of earth to righteous men. I give rainwater to an oblation-giving person. I bring forth the noise-producing wind or pranas. All enlightened souls approach my abode. Indra, identified Vamadeva, is the creator of all forms of matter, earth, water, air, and of course energy and the space, as well as the atmosphere, as mentioned in this first rik. All enlightened souls approach him, Indra, and his abode, the self. 26.3. Aham Puro Mandasano. I am the giver of bliss. I created 99 houses of the cloud containing water vapor, and the 100th one fit for entry. I protect in perfect happiness a person who makes people go for or after noble deeds, and a person who gives light of knowledge. Vamadeva, Indra, is giver of light, is giver of delight also. He only causes the appearance of many unreal forms of matter and one which is the abode of the self, and it is fit for entry for enlightened souls. The second part may not need any explanation. 26.4. Pra su shra vibhyo marudo. For gathering food, a Garuda-like hawk separates himself from the group of birds and also other hawks, and moving swiftly like wind in the form or along a circle picks up speed. Likewise, a rishi having rays of light of spiritual knowledge collect for the creator that oblation which is agreeable to enlightened souls. Here Vamadeva, sage Vamadeva, is imagining himself to be a speedy hawk hunting for its food. Moving away from the mainstream of human society and other learned men, he gathers speed or momentum for gaining spiritual knowledge. Then he gathers spiritual knowledge, which is the favorite oblation of enlightened souls. Bharat Yadi Virato 26.5. When that was gathered, the spiritual knowledge, trembling ceased. Possessing speed as fast as mind, he moves along wide path with the sweet essence very quickly. In that world, he becomes famous by his deeds. On gaining spiritual knowledge, truth, all trembling of the mind ceases. It attains the homogeneous state of oneness. He enjoys the bliss of Brahman, and among men he becomes renowned as knower of truth. Rujipi Sheno Dadamano Amsum. The speedy hawk, flying straight to a distant place in the sky, brings in its target hunt. In the same way, along with enlightened scholars, a kind of Brahman, knower of the self, brings the delightful, exhilarating wealth, gathering it from other superior enlightened souls and making it more firm. This hawk sage Vamadeva realizes his objective, the self, going through the righteous path, knower of the self, like him and other knowers of the self, firm up their knowledge obtained from self-identified souls by meditation. Last stroke in the sutta. Adaya Sheno Abharat, gaining that spiritual soma wealth, that hawk upholds hundreds and thousands of prepared or born objects. Being upholder of the abode and free from ignorance, he, the hawk, favors the joy of soma or prosperity. He overcomes his adversaries and achieves victory. With the wealth or experience mentioned in the previous work, the sage Vamadeva or the hawk upholds the universe along with Indra, the manifested self. Then rest of the work which is relevant to Indra becomes applicable to the hawk or to the sage. This is an interesting sukta. Each ruk must be treated like a flower in a garland. The hawk signifies self-realized sage Vamadeva in this sukta and also the next one. Soma implies Amrita, the immortality bestowing flowing essence of Atma. So we go to the next suktam. It is as difficult as the earlier one. Suktam 27. Here sage is Rishi is Vamadeva, Devata is Shena Indra Va, Chandas Trushtup and Shakvari. This sukta is to be treated as a continuation of the previous sukta. Sage Vamadeva is the hawk which has got its prey, or who has realized the self. Discussion on the implied meaning of the ruks in the sukta follows. 27.1. Garbhenu San, being in the womb, I come to know of all births of enlightened beings or souls. Hundreds of strong bodies or houses which are strong as though made of iron or gold protected me before. Now in the form of hawk, I came out quickly. Having identified himself with Indra, he becomes a knower of the births of all enlightened beings or souls. Many strong houses or bodies have sheltered Indra before. Now he is appearing in the form of a hawk which has obtained its prey or object. Here prey stands for self-knowledge. Na gha sa ma ma pa for 27.2. To my satisfaction, the womb did not swallow me up. I overcame my delight of the stay there with the strength of light of spiritual knowledge. The cause and upholder of the universe make the force of the force to yield. Growing homogeneously, Jivatma crosses over its association with the pranas. Implied meaning is, the womb, Mahamaya, is a material abstraction of mind. Indra cannot be really confined within that womb. He is unbounded and unconfinable. This the hawk realizes. Indra, Jivatma, destroys all ignorance. Vamadeva, or his Jivatma, breaks his connection with pranas, air. Growing homogeneously implies becoming one with the self. Ava Yacheno 27.3. When the hawk keeps aside the upholder of the body or the house, when the archer, subduer of enemies, pursuing fast with the speed of mind, strings the bow and shoots the arrow on the hawk, then the hawk utters good words of advice. Implied meaning. Getting identified with the self, the sage keeps aside or separates himself from the manifested self who protects his body. Breaking the bond between the self and the body, Vamadeva starts preaching self-knowledge. Rijipya im Indravado na. The hawk, moving straight in association with Indra, because of his milk-yielding fruits of benevolent nature, supports a person who is enjoyer of fruits of actions. When the bird approaches the self, wing of the assaulted bird falls off. The self-identified sage, Vamadeva, in association with Indra in his body, supports a person who thinks himself to be a performer of actions, an enjoyer of fruits of actions, a dualist. On self-identification, the hawk loses its wings, or it loses its flying or moving nature, which means Jivatma becomes one with the non-dual permanent self. Last truck in the Sukta, 27.5. Adha Shvedam Kalasham Gobhi. However, the brave, abundantly rich Indra, to drink for his delight, upholds a white-colored pitcher containing pure water and nourishing food by rays of light or mixed with milk, which is offered by the sacrificers. He upholds, becoming stronger from all sides, he upholds this to drink for his delight. Indra continues to uphold the manifested universe all the same. Sage Vamadeva realizes that he has never really been born. Nothing is born. This universe is not real. It is but just an appearance of nature caused by Indra, the manifested self. This and the previous sukta must be seen as one, since both of them deal with the same topic, namely the hawk representing the self-identified sage Vamadeva, who has realized oneness of the self. These two suktas, 26 and 27, are highly symbolic and not easy to comprehend. Explanations given here should make them easier to comprehend. Some rigs in these suktas may need further elaboration for many people. Suktam 28 now. Rishis, sage Vamadeva, Devata, Indra Somao or Indra, Chandas Trushto. Here Indra represents Jivatma and Soma refers to Kumara, moving witnessing self, mentioned in 4.15 Suktam. Tva yuja tava tat soma, O Atmiya Soma, in your friendship and in association with you only manifested self, Indra creates the flowing water streams and makes the 7 rivers flow. By destroying the cloud, he uncovers openings in the cloud for the water streams blocked by the cloud to flow out. Soma here means flowing essence of Atma. Meaning of the rig should become clear then. What was previously attributed to Indra is being attributed to Indra and Pavamana Soma, body attached witnessing self. Indra derives his creative power from Soma. 7 rivers may imply 5 basic elements, which are gross unifiers, and mind plus ego, subtle unifiers. All of them finally lead a seeker of truth to Ekam Sat, oneness. Tvayuja Nikhidat 4.28.2. O drop of Soma, or the moving witnessing self, with your help, Indra, the manifested self, disturbs effectively the great all-pervasive wheel of time of the sun. With your might, smashing harmful foes, you uphold great men and life of all living creatures. Time can be reckoned on the basis of the sun or movement of the moon. This is being referred to here. Alternately, with the spiritual energy of Atmiya Soma, Indra measures the lifetime of living creatures. Ahan Indro Adahat 4.28.3. O drop of Atmiya Soma, before midday, Indra in battle destroys wicked persons and Agni burns them up. In his home and in the impregnable fortress, Indra quells many thousands of wandering killers with his wisdom and good actions. Before midday, Indra the sun displaces thousands of wandering clouds with his physical rays. This is one meaning. Indra, Jivatma, destroys bodies of living creatures with the assistance of Pavamana Soma, who deny the self. Only knowers of the self realize the birthlessness is the truth. Birth is unreal. 28.4. Vishwasmat. O Indra, you make these wicked persons very vile and servile men inferior. O Indra and Soma, please keep the enemies under check with powerful weapons. Thus, you make a man happy. May you accept honor from him. Jivatma in the body of a living being makes it to exhibit its nature. One may be wicked, another can be good. One may be inferior, another can be intelligent. Indra and Soma together make a man happy. Soma providing the witnessing self. 4.28.5, the last stroke in the sukta. Eva Satyam Maghavana, O abundantly rich Indra and Soma, it is true that A. You obtain for us what is possible from earth sources and speed of horses. A. B. All concealed lands and enjoyable objects are made available to us by you. And C. You are destroyer of enemies. No explanation may be necessary on this sukta. In this sukta, in short, this sukta is comparatively an easy one to comprehend than the previous two suktas. We go to Suktam 29. This is also an Indra sukta from sage Vamadeva, Chandasi Strushtu, Anastuda, Uba Vaje Virudi. O Indra, invoked by us, please come for our protection with food articles along with capable and brave persons. In fact, Lord of the earth, who is endowed with much property, thus invoked by his devotees, comes to these possessors of truthful wealth. Lord of earth means Indra. No other explanation may be necessary on this ruk. 4.29.2 Ahishmayadi, Indra, who is fearless and proud of truth, who is the possessor of good horses or spiritual light rays, who is a good scholar and is the best among men, when invoked by brave admirers, comes to the knowledge sacrifice and takes delight along with brave persons, making cheerful sounds and actions. Indra Jivatma comes with Maruth Pranas to reside in a living body or to attend sacrifices performed by his admirers. He takes delight in the oblations offered to him. Admirers are delighted in his delight. This is gist of the ruk. 4.29.3 Sravayedasya Karna. O invoker, in order to get knowledge and also to please fully the people in all directions, fill his ears with Vedic hymns. After augmenting his strength by them, may the mighty Indra give us an acharya and fearlessness for earning all kinds of knowledge. The invoker is being urged to glorify Indra by Vedic hymns in a knowledge sacrifice. Hearing these praises, Indra may give the invoker a good preceptor and fearlessness, so as to enable these sacrificers earn all kinds of wealth. Fearlessness implies birthlessness, ajavastha. Acha Goganta 29.4. That Indra, bearer of Vajra in his hands, retains his own self, hundreds and thousands of swift-going horses in his chariots to give shelter and protection to all living creatures on the earth. He goes towards an admirable, very wise invoker who glorifies Indra in this way. This work is self-explanatory. Perhaps invoker is seer of the sukta himself. Last stroke in the sukta, 4.29.5. Toda Somaghavan Indra, O abundantly rich Indra, we who are protected by you are intelligent and wise and are highly learned invokers, shining like the sun. May we become worshippers of the spiritual wealth or knowledge belonging to you, who is highly resplendent, endowed with abundant food. Here, wealth of Indra implies self-knowledge. Otherwise, overall meaning of the rig is reasonably easy to understand. We go to the next Suktam. Suktam 30. Vamadeva Rishi Indra Indroshasau Devata Chandas Gayatri Anushtup. In this Suktam, Indra is to be taken as universal Jivatma and Usha is spiritual dawn. Then you get implied meaning of these rigs. Nakirindra Taduttaro, O destroyer of cloud, manifested self Indra, there is none more excellent than you. There is none superior to you, nor anyone equal to you. No additional explanation on this. 4.30.2 Satrate Anukrishtayo, O manifested self Indra, your subjects really exist on account of you, like the wheel of a wagon. You are great and renowned because of truth. Indra manifests from truth, and other manifested objects appear because of Indra. 4.30.3 Vishwe Chanedana, O Indra, indeed all enlightened souls fight for or with your help day and night, and they annihilate their enemies. All enlightened souls fight day and night against their internal enemies to attain the self with the assistance of Jivatma within. Yatrota Badhirepya. O Indra, wherever you have to fight with attacking enemies, you borrow the shining wheel for your thunderbolt. Whenever Indra Jivatma within has to attack evil thoughts in one's own mind, that Jivatma gets hold of light of knowledge for destroying them. This is the meaning implied by the rig. .30.5 Yatra Deva Grighayato, O Indra, wherever you fight against enemies who give trouble to enlightened souls on your own, you destroy the unrighteous person. Jivatma of an enlightened soul protects his mind from evil thoughts. Next one, 4.30.6 Yatroda Martyaya, O manifested self Indra, wherever for a mortal you uncover the shining one, with grace of that one you protect this person who is strong as a horse and has acquired knowledge. Indra reveals light of knowledge to a learned man who has gained sufficient mental strength to accept it. Indra protects that man with his spiritual light, who has become strong with it. 4.30.7 Kimadutasi, O destroyer of foes, abundantly rich Indra, are you really engaged against the unrighteous? Then and there you destroy men who give trouble to a righteous person. No comment on this. 30.8 Etad Bheduta, O Indra, when you bring out your might, which is useful to man, you win over the lady who is fond of removing unhappiness and who is like a daughter of the sun or the space. With his might, Indra reveals the sun and he wins over Usha, who destroys physical darkness and brings physical happiness to all. The same idea is elaborated in the next book, 30.9. Vivaschidha, O Indra, you are great. You defeat Usha, who is like a daughter of the sun or the space and is growing rapidly. In the light of comment on the previous rec, no additional explanation may be needed here. 4.30.10 Aposha Anasa, O showerer of light, Indra, when Usha got out of the dreadful, well-crushed vehicle of darkness of the night, then you demolished darkness or ignorance completely. Indra the sun illuminates the universe after Usha removes darkness of the night. Alternately, Usha removes physical darkness daily, giving birth to time, and Indra manifested itself, destroys ignorance. Etadasya ana shaye, that well-crushed vehicle of darkness of Usha sleeps on the path which is vast and limitless. Usha appears as though riding on the darkness of night. This imaginary vehicle of Usha is completely smashed by the powerful rays of the sun that follow Usha. In Rigs 8 through 11, the sun represents the self and Usha represents the dawning of self-knowledge in the spiritual sense. Spiritual light of Atma, driving away darkness of ignorance, brings in spiritual dawn. 4.30.12 Uda Sindhum Vibalyam, O Indra, then by your illusory powers you establish the full-grown ocean or river belonging to another place or state, samsara or miseries. Indra causes the manifestation of the physical ocean of water as well as the subtle ocean of miseries caused by the imaginary birth of sacred. This is the implied meaning. 4.30.13 Uda Shushnasya Drishnuya, O Indra, so also with your might you annihilate the torture of a powerful enemy and smash his strong fortress. The powerful enemy is Ahambhava and his fortress is ignorance. 30.14 O Indra, Uda dasam kauritaram. O Indra, then you annihilate a cloud or ignorance which is like a servant belonging to a good family coming from a huge cloud or mountain. The great mountain or cloud is ignorance, which gives birth to infinite diverse unreal objects. Indra annihilates all of them. This is the implied meaning of the Rig. This point is further dealt with in the Rig that follows, 30.15. Uda dasasya varchina. Then, like the nails fixed to the rim of a wheel, you kill 500,000 wicked and unrighteous demonic persons. For the comment on the previous Rig, meaning of this Rig should become clear. 30.16. Udatyam putramagriva. Moreover, performer of many deeds, Indra, helps those persons who march forward in preparing times, like a sun whose power is never defeated or destroyed. Indra Jivatma helps knowledge sacrificers to compose more Vedic hymns. 30.17. Udatya Turvashayadu. Also, master of the people, the wise Indra, take a cross from the path of grief a person who is not fond of bathing, who is overpowering in his hard working. Not fond of bathing implies not get immersed in worldly pleasures. Overpowering stands for overcoming internal enemies. With these explanations, meaning of the rest should become quite clear. Udatya Sadhya Arya. 30.18. O Indra, you protect them who possess ideal virtues, actions and temperament. You kill even fast-moving enemies having peculiar chariots. First part of the Rig is self-explanatory. Indra can quell fleeting evil thoughts and steady the mind. 19. 4.30.19. Anudva Jahita Nayo. O smasher of cloud or ignorance, you pacify invalids, the blind, the deaf, and handicapped men. You alone are capable of giving happiness to all. This may not need much elaboration. Invalid here may mean in the spiritual sense also. Shadamasman 4.30.20. Indra demolishes hundreds of stone-built houses and bestows light on an oblations offering devotee. Stone-built houses represent strong mental blocks and beliefs regarding the reality of existence of this material universe. 30.21. Asvavayat. For the killing of servile people with appropriate weapons, Indra puts to sleep 300,000 enemies by his own illusory powers. Millions of people are kept in the sleeping or ignorant state by the illusory power of Indra, and they go through the birth-death cycle continuously. Alternately, with his might, Indra destroys innumerable clouds. Incidentally, magic is called Indrajala. it is illusory power of Indra. 4.30.22 Sa Ketutasi, O destroyer of enemies Indra, you downgrade all these objects. That Lord of the earth is approachable to all equally. Indra keeps these people in the inferior, ignorant state. However, all of them are free to approach Indra. But of course, this most of them do not know. 4.30.23 Uda Munam Yadindriyam, O Indra, also, when a person by your spiritual strength checks or controls his sense organs, then that strength no one can destroy. Once a man is lucky enough to acquire the control of his sense organs, that capability of his never decays. Last stroke in this sutta, 4.30.24 Vamam Vamam Ta Adure, O smasher of enemies, your aspired wealth and excellent knowledge, may the resplendent and just Ajyama, the nourisher, Pusha, who loves and admires industrious men, and Bhaga, the Lord of prosperity, give us. May the sons of Aditi, Mother Nature mentioned in the Ruk, give knowledge sacrifices, the wealth that they aspire for, namely truth. With this, we finish today's talk. Viramastavat.